All right, question number 29. Find the unknown length of the pair of similar triangle. These two triangles are similar, and similar triangle has a side proportional. So uh, the 35-inch, which is colored by red, is corresponding to 25. A is corresponding to 40. B is corresponding to 84. So if you see the corresponding side, you divide each of the corresponding side and find the ratio. So uh, B divided by 84, because B and 84 are corresponding side, is same as 40 divided by A, these are corresponding side, equals to 25 divided by 35. Okay, this is what called corresponding sides are proportional. So if you want to solve for A and B, because you're looking for A and B, okay, this fraction is non-fraction, 25 over 35. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use this second and third fraction to make a proportional. 40 divided by A equals 25 divided by 35. I can reduce this 25 divided by 35 as 40 over A equals, if you divide each by 5, you can reduce as a fraction, lowest fraction, which is 5 over 7. So now you cross multiply. 5 times 3 is 5A equals 40 times 7 is 280, and you divide by 5 to solve for A. So A equals to 56. Okay, the value is 56. Now to solve for B, you got to use first ratio and the last ratio. So I'm going to do B over 84 equals to 25 over 35. I can reduce this 25 over 35 as before here as 5 over 7. So B over 84 equals 5 over 7. Now to solve this proportional, you cross multiply. B times 7 is B7, or 7 times B, or 7B, equals 84 times 5. If you do 84 times 5, let's do, is that going to be, is 420. 420, and you divide by 7 both sides of the equation, you get B value equals to 60. So the length of A is 56 inches, length of B is 60 inches. All right, question number 30. Question number 30, 30. Use the Pythagorean theorem to find the missing length of the right triangle. Missing length of the right triangle. Notice that Pythagorean theorem only used for right triangle, and also you got to use the calculator to find the square root, rounding to the nearest tenth. So tenth is 1 decimal places. So here in this triangle, what is missing here? This is the A, and this is the 7 feet, which is opposite of right triangle. This is the C, which is called hypotenuse, and this is 5, which is a B here. So to find the A, you have the formula A equals to C squared minus B squared and the square root of that. This is the Pythagorean theorem to find the missing length, which is A here. C squared minus B squared. What is the value of C? 7 squared minus B is 5 squared. The square root of that is going to be 49 minus 25. Okay, so that gives you 24 square root, and square root of 24 equals to, if you use a calculator to find the square root of 24, which gives you 4.9, 4.9 feet, because other length unit is feet, so this is also feet. The answer must be A. Question number 31. A 15-foot pole is supported by two wires that extend from the top of the pole to the points that are each 8 feet from the base of the pole. So here's the pole here, and that's the base of the pole, and the two rope here. One rope is going to be like this, rope 1, and the other rope going to be rope 2 here, rope 2 here. So remember that they're attached, the rope is attached on the top of the pole and also on the ground, which is 8 feet from the pole. Okay, so this 8 feet here, also this 8 feet here. Makes sense? So again, the pole height is 15 feet. So I'm going to draw the 15 here for pole, 15 feet. This is 8 feet here, 8 feet, 8 feet. So 15 pole is separated by the two pole, rope 1 and rope 2, right? So rope 1 is this one, rope 2 is this one. So the question tells you find the total length of two wires. So you got to find the total length of rope 1 and rope 2. So basically, to find the total length of this two rope, you got to find the length of one rope. Let's use this triangle, a right triangle. Look at this right triangle. If you look at this right triangle, obviously this is the right triangle, this is the right angle, so this is going to be C, and this is going to be A, this is going to be B. So in this right triangle, A is 8 feet, B is 15 feet, C is, that's what I'm looking for, which is rope. So by the formula, C equals square root of A squared plus B squared. That's the formula, because this is the hypotenuse. It equals square of the leg. Here A and B are the leg. So you get 8 squared plus 15 squared, which gives us 64 plus 225 square root, which gives you 289 square root, which gives you 17 feet. So this length here is 17 feet. Similarly, this length also 17 feet. This is same as this triangle, but the other side, this also 17 feet. So total length gonna be, this is also 17. Let me draw that here. This is the 17 feet, and this is also 17 feet. So total length gonna be 17 feet plus 17 feet, which gives you 34 feet. Okay. Question number 32. Find the sum of the measure of 7-sided polygon. So you have a polygon which is 7-sided, and you got to find the sum of the measure. So 7-sided polygon has n equals to 7, and represent number of side equals to 7. So you got to find the sum of the measure. Again, you refer to the formula, sum of measures of angle of polygon equals to n minus 2 times 180 degree. You refer the formula on the chart. N is 7 minus 2 times 180, which is going to be 5 times 180. That gives you 900 degrees. So the answer is going to be B. So 7-sided polygon, all the angle had a sum 900 degree. Okay, that's the question number 33. So in this question, this is the regular polygon. Find the measure of angle 1. So regular polygon means all sides equal. Okay, all sides equal, also called all angle equals. So in this regular polygon, this is all angles are equal. Let's see how many sides here. 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. So n equals to 8 here. This is called octagon, by the way. OCTAG, octagon. So you got to find the one side. You're going to find the one side. So remember that there is 8 angle, because the 8 side has to be 8 angle. You can think about this angle 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 angle. And you got to find how much is one angle. That's the angle 1 here. See, name as angle 1. So let's find how much total gonna be. So total angle, sum of angle equals to n minus 2 times 180. We just did it in the previous questions. And it's 8 minus 2 times 180. And that's going to be 6 times 180. Okay. And that gives you, what is 6 times 180? 180 is going to be 1080 degree. So all 8 angle add up to 1080. So just looking for one angle, which is angle 1 here. You see one angle, angle 1. Value is going to be 1080 divided by 8, because the total is going to be 1080. So if you divide by 8, you get the value of one angle, which gives you 135 degree. So the answer will be 135 degree. Okay, question number 34. How many flowers space every 4 inches are needed to surround the circular garden with 15-foot radius? Here you go. There is a circular garden. The radius is 15 foot. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to put the flower here, flower here, flower here, flower here, flower here, and every 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches gap. So you're going to put the flower on this circular garden with 15-foot radius. So the question tells you how many flower do you want to put around the circumference of this circular garden. So notice that there is a space. You put the flower, 2 flower in between is, but I want this feet also to be inches. So 15 feet equals to 15 times 12 inches gives you 180 inches. Okay, so radius is pretty much 180 inches. This same is 180 inches. Again, 1 foot equals to 12 inches. So I got to change to the inches, because remember that my flower spacing is in inches. Okay, let's find the circumference of the circle where we put the flower on is 2 pi r. So 2 times pi is 3.14159 times r is 180 inches. I can put the inches at the final answer on the circumference. So this gives you, if you multiply all 3 numbers, this gives you 1130.974 inches. Okay, that's the circumference. From here to here, I got to put the flower on is this much in length. So we know that for every 4 inches you have 1 flower. So I'm going to put 1 flower per 4 inches. Okay, so I make a fraction, 1 flower per 4 inches times, I want to put the flower in this much inches. So you're going to get 1130.974 inches. So what happens here? Inches cancel. So you multiply 1 times 1130.974 divided by 4. We get 282.74 flower. But notice that this is 282.74 flower. So if you put 282 flower and you have 0.1 flower left, which is less than 4 inches, so you cannot go more than 282 flower, so answer must be 282 flower. You cannot put 283 flower because we we don't have enough space to put the flower on. So at most we can put is 282 flowers. That's the question number 34. Question number 35. Okay, this is called composite figure because there is two figure together in the same picture. So the top figure is the triangle and the bottom figure is the rectangle. So basically you're looking for each area, triangle area and the rectangle area, and add to find the area of the total. So what's the area of the triangle? Triangle area is formula is half times base. Base is 20 because this is 10, this is 10. This total length is called base, which is 20 times 6, which gives you 60 feet square feet, because 20 is feet, 6 is feet, so you get square feet for triangle area. So what's the area of this rectangle? Rectangle area equals to 20 times 20 feet times 9 feet, because rectangle is going to be length times width, which is going to be 20 times 9, which gives you 180 square feet. So total length going to be 60 feet square plus 180 feet square. This gives you 240 feet square is total length, sorry, total area of this figure. So answer is D. Question 36. What will it cost to tile a rectangular floor measuring 245 feet by 68 feet? See, this is the rectangular area which has a dimension 245 feet as a length and 68 feet as a width. So you got to carpet now with the tile. You put the tile on this rectangular floor that with this dimension, looking for how much cost. If it costs $20 per square foot, that's the price of the tile you got to pay to put the tile on this area. So you got to find the area first. Area equals to length times width. So this is the length, this is the width, so you multiply 245 feet times 68 feet. This gives you 16,660 square feet, or I can put feet is square. That's the total area. So I'm looking for the how much cost. I know it costs $20 per is division 1 square foot. So I make a fraction, $20 divided by 1 square foot, multiply by, I need to put on 16,660 foot square area. So this foot square cancel. You multiply 20 by 16,660, you get $333,200. That's what it cost. A lot. Question number 37. Find the volume of the figure. If necessary, round to the answer to the nearest whole number. So you're looking for the volume of this figure. This figure represents the sphere. So you refer the volume formula for the sphere. So volume V equals to 4 over 3 pi r cube. That's the formula. So 4 over 3, the pi is 3.14159 as a phi, and r is 2 centimeter to the power 3. So if you do the multiplication here, you'll get the volume, which is going to be 34 centimeter cube. That's the volume, which is B as answer. Question number 38. a building contractor is to dig a foundation 45 feet long, 16 feet wide, and 9 feet deep. The foundation must be in the box shape. Okay, so the contractor pay $14 per load per truck to remove the dirt. See, that's the price per load for trucks to remove the dirt. Each truck hold 4 cubic yard. Remember that one truck hold 4 cubic yard. What's the total cost of the contractor to have the dirt haul away? So you're looking for total cost, like money, how much it is. So total cost. So find the total cost. So to find the total cost, you got to find how much volume of the dirt going to come out with that dig. So volume going to be length times width times height. That's the volume, LWH. But notice that I'm looking for the volume in the cubic yard, because the given as each truck hold 4 cubic yard. So I need to find the volume in a cubic yard. So I got to change this length feet to the yard. So length here is 45 feet, width here is 16 feet, right? 16 feet, and height here is 9 feet. And I got to change this feet to the inches, because my question, each truckload hold 4 cubic yards. So 45 feet equals to 15 yard. We divide by 3, because 1 yard equals to 3 feet. So this gives you 15 yard. 40 equals 45 feet. 16 feet equals to 16 over 3 a yard. Again, you can put the decimal, but I can keep like that, because when I multiply by the calculator, it's going to be fine. Or 9 feet equals to 9 over 3 yard, which is going to be 3 yard. So I found each length in a yard. Okay, so I have a 15 yard, 16 divided by 3 yard, and 3 yard. Now I put in the formula for the volume equals to 15 yard times 16 over 3 yard times 3 yard. And if you multiply, it gives you total volume, which is going to get 240 yard to the power cube. That's total volume. This is the volume of the dirt. Okay, this is the dirt volume that need to haul away. Okay, haul away. So I know that I got to haul away 240 cubic yard dirt. So notice that one truck per truck hold 4 cubic yard. So I multiply 240 cubic yard to 1 over 4. So one truck divided by 4 cubic yard. That means per truck it hold 4 cubic yard dirt times. Notice that each truck, one truck charges $14. So I put another fraction next to that, which is 14 over 1, because one truck costs $14. So if I do that, my yard Q cancel, truck cancel, and what you left is $1 as answer. And if you multiply 240 times 14 and divide by 4, you get $840. So that's the total cost we pay to haul away 240 cubic yard dirt. Okay, so next question is 39. Use the given right triangle to find sine B. SIN sine B. Okay, again you refer the formula table for the sine B formula, And let me tell you the sine B formula. Sine B angle, this is the B as an angle, equals to uh, opposite over hypotenuse. Okay, opposite over hypotenuse. But what's the opposite here? Okay, in this triangle, we're looking for sine B. This B angle as a reference angle. We call it reference angle. Okay, angle B is reference angle. REFERENCE, reference angle. So if you have B as a reference angle, the side just opposite of B is called opposite side. Okay, and the side which is on this reference angle and the 90-degree angle is called adjacent. Adjacent, ADJECENT. So here, and this side is obviously hypotenuse, which is 52. So I'm looking for opposite here because I don't know, because sine has opposite over hypotenuse. So to find the opposite, you use the right triangle and Pythagorean theorem. So opposite equals to hypotenuse square minus adjacent square, 48 square. So to find the opposite, you square 52 minus square 48 and find the square root. That's the formula. So if you do that and you find 52 square and 48 square and subtract, which is 2704 minus 48 square is 2304, and you subtract, is going to be 400 square root, is going to be 20. So opposite is going to be 20. So for the sine of that B, opposite is going to be 20 divided by hypotenuse, which is 52. And you reduce this fraction by dividing by 4. You can divide top and bottom by 4. You get 5 over 13. And that's the answer D. Question number 40. Find the measure of the part of the right triangle that are not given. Okay, so what are not given here? The angle A is given, which is 27. Angle C is given, which is 90. So let me write here. A is given as 27. C is given as 90. Now B is not given. How do you find the B? Remember that sum of the angle of the triangle is 180. So you add this to 27 plus 90 gives you 117. So C must be, sorry, B, which is not given, must be 180 minus 117. That's the B. And the value of that B going to be, if you subtract 180 minus 117, that's going to be 63. So B is 63. So we found the B is 63, which is not given. Now, to find the A and C, we got to find first A or C, but I got to find A first. To find the A, you got to use, which is unknown. So I'm going to use a ratio with the A and with 65. So ratio with the A with the 65 and 27 is the angle. So if this is the angle, is 27 is the reference angle. 27 is a reference angle. So, and this, if this is reference angle, this is going to be opposite. And this is going to be adjacent. So in this case, A going to be opposite, B going to be adjacent. So, and if you look at 27 as a reference angle, obviously 27 equals to opposite A over adjacent 65. Okay, that's the ratio, trigonometric ratio. Tangent equals opposite over 65. Tangent of angles. Okay, here angle is 27. I use that. So angle 27 is a reference angle. the tangent of this angle, tangent of 27 equals opposite A over adjacent B, which is 65. But you got to find the value of 27. I mean, you got to find what's the tangent 27 is going to be. If you have a graphing or scientific calculator, you can use that tangent 27, or you have to use the chart. Here is the chart that's going to be provided. So this is the tangent. This is the first, second, third, fourth column is tangent of, this is the angle. First column is the angle. Look for 27 and the tangent. So 27 here, the tangent is this one. So tangent 27 equals to 0.5095. So what I'm going to write here is 0.5095 equals A over 65. So to solve for A, which is unknown, you multiply by 65 both sides of the equation. Okay, multiply by 65. Multiply by 65. So 65 cancel, you get A equals to 33 yard when you round it to the nearest whole number. Okay, and now you have A and B. You can find the C, like this triangle here. This is the C, which is the hypotenuse, and this is the A, which is 33, and this is the B, which is 65. To find the C, use the Pythagorean theorem. C equals to square root of A squared plus B squared, 33 squared plus 65 squared. So if you do the calculation, you get the value of C as let's do the math here, as 73. Okay, 73 yard. Answer must be A here. Okay, question number 41. At a certain time of day, the angle of elevation of the sun is 58 degree. To the nearest foot, find the height of the pole whose shadow at the time is 12 feet long. So this is 12 feet long, the shadow, and this is the height of the pole. But I don't know what's the height of the pole, so you're going to find that. So I should say, hey, this is the x as the height of the pole. So angle of elevation 58 here is called angle of elevation of the sun. By the time when the shadow casts 12 feet, this angle is called angle of elevation. So picture already drawn for you, and this is the right triangle, and you have this angle here, and which is called reference angle. That's the value you know. See, this is the reference angle. The side opposite of reference angle is called edge opposite. So x is the opposite here, and the 12 feet, which is shadow, is gonna call adjacent. Okay, adjacent. So there is a ratio, again refer the chart, which has opposite over adjacent, that is a tangent. So again, tangent of 58 degree equals opposite, which is x, over adjacent, which is 12. So you got to find the tangent of 58 like we did in the previous example. Tangent of 58 going to be here. So you got to look at the chart, and you have a 58 angle here, 58, and the tangent going to be this. So tangent of 58, the tangent going to be 1.6003. So I'm going to put 1.6003 as a tangent of 58 equals to x over 12. You multiply both sides by 12, right? With the times here if you like. There's 12 cancel, and x equals to, you get 19 feet. That's the answer. The instructions say round to the nearest foot, so you have a 19 foot is the answer. Okay, so question 42. Find the area of the shaded region in the figure. So you got to find the area of this shaded region, and to find that you got to find the area of this parallelogram, and you got to find the area of the circle, and you subtract it. So the parallelogram has a sides, one is 9 millimeter as 18 millimeter. This is also 9 millimeter. This is 18 millimeter. So 18 millimeter is the base of the parallelogram. Okay, but what's the height of the parallelogram? The height is this. Think about this line here from this to base. This is called height. How much is the height? This is 3 centimeter. So this is the radius. So this must be 3, this must be 3. So this must be 6 millimeter. So the height is 6 millimeter. So what's the parallelogram area? Parallelogram area going to be base 18 millimeter times height, which is 6 millimeter, which gives you 108 millimeter square. So this is the area of the parallelogram. So let's find the area of the square, which is white. Sorry, not the square, circle. Area of circle. So area of circle, which is white and which has a radius 3, then pi times r squared. So pi is 3.14. That's why the question tells you to use it. Times r is 3 centimeter square. So if you multiply 3 times 3 with the 3.14, you get 28.26 millimeter square. So I have an area of the hole, and I have an area of this the center circle. So if you subtract it, so you get the area for the shaded region. So area of shaded region is going to be 108 millimeter square minus 28.26 millimeter square, and if you subtract, you get 79.74 millimeter square. And if you rounded it to the nearest unit, pretty much you option have it here 80 millimeter square, which is C. Question number 43. A yard in the shape of this square measure 20 feet in each side. So this is the yard here. Okay, this is the yard. It's the yard 20 feet each side here because that's a square. 20 feet, 20 feet, and 20 feet. A triangular area with the height 4 feet and the base 10 feet is dug up for the flower bed. So here's in this yard, you dug a triangular flower bed which has a height 4 and the base 10 feet. So that's how you draw the flower bed inside that yard. So the question asks you how much yard is left over. So looking for how much yard is left over. Let me highlight the yellow region where we have left over yard, because in the triangular area you have to dig flower bed. So this is the yellow is a leftover. So to find the leftover, you find the area of the square. What's the area of the square? Area of square going to be 20 times 20, which is going to be 400 feet square. Okay, so what's the area of the this triangle? Let's find the triangle area. Triangle area going to be half times the base, which is 10, times the height, which is 4, which gives you 20 square feet. Okay, 20 feet square. So how much area left over? You subtract square area with the triangle area, which that's how it left over. So leftover area going to be leftover area equals to 400 minus 20 square feet, which gives you 380 square feet, and other word feet square. The answer must be D. Question 54, 44, that's the last question. A cubical container measures 7 meter on each edges. So this is the cube. So cube is like rectangular box or just the box with all sides equal. So you got to find how much does it cost to fill the container at $2.24 $2.24 per cubic meter. So to fill the container, it costs $2.24 per cubic meter. So let's see how much container include in a volume. So let's find the volume of the container equals 7 meter times 7 meter times 7 meter, because this is the cube, all sides are the same. It's going to be 343 meter to the power cube. So that's much volume we need to fill. So to fill that container with this volume, you need $2.24 per cubic meter. So in other words, $2.24, that means $2.24 per 1 cubic meter. So I put that as a fraction, $2.24 per 1 meter cube times 343 meter cube. That's what I'm going to fill. So this meter cube cancel, and if you do multiplication, and you'll get how much cost is going to be $768.32. That money cost, which is which one is C. All right, that's all.